They say, oh my God, I see the way you shine. Take your hand, my dear, and place them both in mine. You know you stopped me dead while I was passing by. And now I beg to see you dance just one more time. Ooh, I see you every time. And oh my, I like your style. Ooh, you make me wanna try. And now I beg to see you dance just one more time. So they say, dance for me, dance for me, dance for me, oh. I never seen anybody do the things you do before. They say, move for me, move for me, move for me, hey. And when you're done, I'll make you do it all again. I said, oh my God, I see you walking by. Take my hands, my dear, and look me in my eyes. Just like a monkey, I've been dancing my whole life. You just beg to see me dance just one more time. Ooh, I see you every time. And oh my, I like your style. You make me wanna try. And now I beg to see you dance just one more time. So they say, dance for me, dance for me, dance for me, oh. I never seen anybody do the things you do before. They say, move for me, move for me, move for me, hey. And when you're done, I'm back to do it all again. They say, dance for me, dance for me, dance for me, oh. I never seen anybody do the things you do before. They say, move for me, move for me, move for me, hey. And when you're done, I'll make you do it all again. Dance for me, dance for me, dance for me, oh. I never seen anybody do the things you do before. They say, move for me, move for me, move for me, hey. And when you're done, I'll make you do it all again. They say, dance for me, dance for me, dance for me, oh. I never seen anybody do the things you do before. They say, move for me, move for me, move for me, hey. When you're done, I'll make you do it all again.
Hello, good afternoon. How you guys doing? That good, huh? All right. Today we are doing an Ask Amy session. And so how that's going to work is it's definitely an interactive session. I'm here to answer your guys' questions. This week's topic is going to be on LinkedIn. So just for our normal housekeeping, we are recording today and we will be putting this up on YouTube next week. So for my YouTube channel, it's just youtube.com/thesocialstack if you want to find it there later. I'll go ahead and put that in the chat. Helps if I can type. There we go. So my link is in the chat now if you guys want that for later. Since there's only two of us, I think both of you have been on this call before, so you are aware that I'm going to do my little intro and then we'll get started. So unless you guys have questions about that, I'll pause, I'll do my YouTube intro, and we can get the game going. Sound good? Yeah? All right. Hi everybody, and welcome to the Social Stack, your go-to channel for social media and marketing tips and tricks. I'm Amy Stack, and today we are recording Ask Amy, a bi-weekly session offering a place to bring your questions concerning our marketing topic of the week. Today's topic is LinkedIn, But before we get started, if this is your first time here and you want to learn more about marketing and social media for your business, start now by subscribing to my channel. Go ahead and click that red subscribe button, and then make sure to click the bell icon to receive new content notifications. All right, away we go, you guys. A couple of you in here today. So I want to know, our topic is LinkedIn. What is it that you guys are looking to learn about LinkedIn? Feel free to unmute or to type in the chat. I've got my chat box open.
Okay.
Nothing in particular?
Nothing in particular, Amy.
Okay, I can just go over some basics for real estate if that's what you guys are looking for.
Why? Well, first question is, why should we use LinkedIn for real estate?
Well, that's a good question, Walter. So, and Adam put in the chat how to market my business. So we'll start with Walter's why use LinkedIn for real estate. Well, real estate is a professional relationship building platform. So people that are on LinkedIn are looking to build those relationships with other professions. It's not the same as, Facebook or Instagram or anything like that, where you're just hanging out with your friends. The people on LinkedIn are here for a purpose, and they're very focused on what they're doing on this platform. So they're here to make business connections. So in that aspect, it's great for meeting allied partners and building those relationships. But then on the other side, all these people on LinkedIn are professionals, so you can easily join groups that they're in to get to know people, to maybe meet some higher end or affluent clients through this platform as well. Also with LinkedIn being a very professional site, it's a great place to post content that not necessarily your fun, like, hey, what'd you do this weekend? Or look at this funny carpet or something that I found in a house, but more of what's going on in the market and giving an update and being that very reliable source for your connections. Does that help?
Yes, it does.
Perfect. And then, so how to market my business. So there's a lot of ways to do this. I definitely recommend, just like on Facebook, you can set up a business page on LinkedIn. So let me go ahead and start sharing my screen. I have our office LinkedIn page pulled up right now. And full disclosure, we just started using this, and I have been testing out some stuff with videos that hasn't really been working. So please ignore my videos. I'm trying to test out new techniques, and we'll get the right one soon. Okay. You guys see my LinkedIn screen?
Yes.
All right, perfect. So right now we are looking at a business page. Let me go home, and I'm just going to go to my profile. So we have a profile set up for the office. You guys would have this set up, and it would be your picture here, and this would have all of your information about you and your past like job history, resume type stuff. We didn't focus on filling this out because we really want to push the business page. I do want to come back in here and fill this out because it's better to have people connected. See how we only have 113 connections here? One way to draw people to your business page is to already be connected with them on LinkedIn. So definitely don't skip the profile part, fill it out for yourself, and then come up here. Let me put my little highlighter on. So up here where it says me, you can click that little drop down, and you can see I've added a page right here. It says company, Keller Williams Premier Properties. So I can go ahead and click on that, and it will take me right to my business page. So this is the page that we use a lot for the Market Center. And if you are just getting started, I recommend definitely setting it up. You want to, make sure you get all of your information in there. So you want to make sure you have, all of your company contact information. If you have past brokerages, put that in there. Any certifications, specializations, anything like that, put all that information in there. And definitely add a profile picture and a cover photo. That's going to make you look professional. This banner, it's called a banner on LinkedIn, not a cover photo, but this banner can include some unique data. So if you have, like top producer stats, or you have a really low days on market average and you want to include that, you can put that there. You can also include things about what special services you provide. So what makes you stand apart from other agents. Don't make it all stats. You definitely wanted to have it pictures, but it's okay to add some of that extra content up there as well. So those are some things just to get started on your business page, how you want to set that up. But then as far as content, you kind of want to become a media company, meaning you want to be visible, you want to be able to build trust, likability, and authority. And you do this by creating and sharing content that demonstrates your knowledge and provides, great value to your target audience. So again, just like we're always talking about with social media, you really want to figure out what your niche is early on in the game so you can target that to build your following. If you cast too wide of a net, it's going to be harder for people to follow you. I know a lot of people think like, well, if I make my niche too small, then I'm only looking for this small group of people, when I could say I help all of these people, but then you're not the expert in that area. You have so many things going on that you can't concentrate on being the best at one of them. So people don't have a reason to come to you for questions. So pick that niche and start with that. And then if you need to grow from there, you can do that. So that's number one, is figuring out who your target audience is and then getting any of your social sites set up. That's blanket statement for all social media. What other questions do you have about that? I could just keep going, but I want to make sure I'm not going too fast. And I think I saw something come in the chat, so let me open that window back up. Let's see. Do you recommend connecting with as many individuals and businesses as possible, or work on more of a strategic approach? Yes, that question totally makes sense. And you could go either way. It depends on what your overall strategy is. I think personally on LinkedIn, people are a lot less likely to connect with somebody that they don't know or have a connection with. That being said, LinkedIn does allow you to message people that you're not already connected with. So if you are going to go at that approach for it, absolutely make sure when you send that initial, hey, I'd like to connect comment, make it customized to them, add value, come from a place of contribution. So if you do have a specialization, you can go ahead and share what that is and how that could benefit the person you are trying to connect with. You can also, when you're connecting with allied partners, lenders, attorneys, title companies, stagers, contractors, photographers, all of that stuff, tell them what it is that you're looking to do. You're not just trying to connect with them to steal their clients. How can you provide them value as well? And something you can do for professionals that aren't in the real estate industry that you want to connect with because you think that it could either A, get you a lot of good leads for referrals in the future, or B, that they would be a great prospect for you. Come up with some sort of content before this. I actually have an idea I'll share with you a little later. But come up with some sort of content before this that when you're sending that initial email, or an in-message, LinkedIn message, that you can refer them over to this source of information right off the bat, so it doesn't look like you're asking for something and they don't think that you're just trying to connect with them to get in their network as well. Is that helpful? Does that make sense? Do you need me to talk any more on that? Got a thumbs up? Okay, perfect. Hi, Bobby. Welcome to the party. So yeah, using personalized invitations is huge. And that's the same thing with people on Facebook get all kinds of messages all day long in their inbox. And Facebook actually has a filter where if you're not connected with them, it goes to a separate inbox. So a lot of times people don't see it anyways unless they're specifically going to check that inbox. With LinkedIn, that doesn't happen, but you are limited to how many people you can message that you're not connected with every month unless you're paying for an upgraded service. Another thing to keep in mind about LinkedIn is that people are not using it as frequently as they're using those other social media platforms. So you have a much higher chance of somebody reading your message on LinkedIn as you do on something like Facebook or Instagram. So make sure that those messages you're sending do have some great content. And like I said, give them something of value when you're sending it to them. They're more likely to see it. And if you're already coming from value right away, they're going to be more likely to go ahead and connect with you. Okay, so I had said to help with marketing to be more like a media company, right? So I came up with some ideas that I thought could help you guys, which would be, they're kind of like content shortcuts for you. A lot of people talk to me and say, I don't know what content to put on LinkedIn. How do I know what to put on there? What do I put there that's different than other social media platforms? And I can tell you that one big thing is that LinkedIn is a great place to share business articles. So let me pull up a calendar really quick. I'm going to bring it over to this page. Okay. So can you guys all see my little spreadsheet here? Yep. All right. So what I've done is I've created a spreadsheet for myself for when I'm posting social media on behalf of the office here. So you can see I've got this little color code up here, and I just put a check mark in that color on each of the posts that I'm creating. So you can see that not everything has every color check mark. And the reason I like doing it this way is so that it's easy at a glance for me to see what I have going out. Now, I know I could be doing a lot more with this, but my main focus isn't the office, it's my agents. So this is my, just getting started kind of calendar type of thing. We'll build it out, with more time. But you can see that I don't have green check marks on everything for LinkedIn. And sometimes I will have check marks that are only going to LinkedIn. Sorry, my Zoom buttons are hiding my tabs here. So sometimes I'll have stuff that's only going to LinkedIn, and what I tend to do for that is going to be articles for us as an office. I post articles from our magazine, the Outfront magazine with Keller Williams, that may be interviewing high-profile agents, giving business strategies, and talking about what's going on with Keller Williams, our technology, how the company's doing, state of the market, that type of stuff. I do provide information about our office as well. So for you guys, market stats are great. Anything about Keller Williams that you want to share is awesome. You can come to our LinkedIn page and share information that I'm sharing out as well. So here's some of those videos that I was telling you weren't really loading. But if I come down here, so I put our weekly stats every week so the community knows what's going on. And then the videos that I'm still working on getting to load, I've got accolades for our agents that are doing well. So like if somebody's business is up, it'll post, see, this is my issue here. I'm trying to figure out what video format will work best. But it's I'm posting little snippets of videos, or I can do stills of information about agents and how their business is up and how what they're saying has attributed to that. So people in the public can see, one, that we're a good brokerage to be with because we're helping them build their business. Two, they can then go ahead and share that and show the world that their business is up and they're doing something right. So you should probably go talk to them if you're looking, to buy or sell. And then you can see I have things like this that are articles from about international or from international. And whenever we do special trainings, I post that too, because professionals care about that type of stuff. And when we have new agents. Okay, so I don't usually post things that are, like holiday graphics and stuff like that. I don't usually put that on social media. We don't put the, like, which do you think is a funnier picture, bad real estate photos or anything like that. You definitely want to keep this more on the business side. One of the things that people ask is, okay, that's great, those are great ideas, but I'm not a good writer. How do I go about making these articles if I'm supposed to write a whole article? There's a company out there called SpeechPad that I think it's about $1 a minute. You can record yourself talking and send the recording in, and they'll transcribe it for you and make it sound like it was written for a blog that you can then go and post. So depending on how much you have to say, it could be really cheap or it could be expensive. But that's a nice little resource for you too, if you're not really sure where to start with that. Another thing about, articles is you want to have a good headline. So there's a resource that's called Headliner, and it's HEADLINR, Headliner. And then there's also one called Craft a Killer Headline. And both of them can help you come up with headlines for your articles. So those are good resources for you as well. Another tip for content for you is to, especially in real estate, I'm going to turn my screen share off so I can see you guys better. There we go. Look at everybody. So especially in real estate, you guys are very local, right? You need to express that you know your area and you're in it and you're ingrained and you know what's going on. So taking pictures of your area when you're out and about is a great way to share that. So like it doesn't matter if it's a business building or a park or anything, but just show that you're out in the community. And when you post that picture, say something about it. And it could be like right now, parks are starting to open up again. Like that's things people care about. They want to know that that's happening. And that's not the same across the country. So even if somebody's seeing it in a different area, that's of interest to them to see that our economy is doing well enough that we're able to reopen those parks. Okay, so that's just one example. And then another one I had was to make fun videos that highlight your services. So it could be a video on your phone of you, or you could do like an animated video, and there's a lot of companies out there that will do that for you. Or you can make stills and drop it into a program like iMovie, or Adobe Pro has some programs that you can use for that as well. Even Canva can kind of do it now too. So those are some other resources to do little videos, because we all know in the world of content, video is king, right guys? So those are some of my startup and content suggestions. Does anybody want me to dig deeper on any of that before we answer a new question? No? Okay, you guys are quiet today. Does anybody know how many people are on LinkedIn?
Billion, I think.
There's about 400 million users, but they're getting 2 new per second on LinkedIn. So it is one of the fastest growing social media networks right now. A little over half of them are male. I found an article that was giving demographics about it from earlier this year, and it was at 57% men and 43% women. So that's just a nice thing to know. Of course, the US is the biggest contributor to that network right now, and it's growing in other countries every day. One of the things that I had mentioned earlier that I said I would dig into was coming from a place of contribution, having something to give to people already when you are sending that initial message. Is you can create something called, so I showed you our business page, you can also create a showcase page. So your business page, you want to kind of think of like a website where you have all your content and information, and your showcase page is more of a landing page. So you can create a showcase page that just goes over one topic. So if you want to talk about a specialization that you have, or maybe you want to make a home buyer's guide or something like that, you could make a showcase page just for that. So you can then market that out to people as well. Any questions on that? Oh, Meg, I see that you're talking, but I can't hear you. But you're not muted. She's typing. I see the arms going. She said, what is the benefit of using a showcase page versus a website or landing page? Okay, well, that'll keep them within LinkedIn still. So that's the biggest difference. Yeah, if you already have landing pages set up outside of LinkedIn, I don't know that you necessarily need to set up a showcase page. It's nice because it's already within the platform, and it shows people that you know what you're doing. You're on LinkedIn and you're using it at a very high level. So you have that aspect as well. But I didn't dig a whole bunch into any, why to use a showcase page versus a landing page outside of LinkedIn. I was just looking at, how to make yourself stand out as an agent, because not a lot of people use them, right? So if you have that, that's going to help you stick out a little bit more. One of the things I haven't talked about is how to find people on LinkedIn and how you can bring leads in. So if you're not already aware, let me go ahead and share my screen again. There are thousands, probably millions of groups on LinkedIn for professionals to connect with each other. So let's go ahead and share again. When you're in your LinkedIn page, profile, wherever you are on LinkedIn, there's always a search bar at the top. So if you click on it without typing anything, you'll get this little drop down, and there's actually a section here labeled groups. So if you click on groups, you can see what LinkedIn is suggesting to you to connect with people. So if you want to connect with other agents, you could do something like this, the mastermind of real estate. if you want to connect with professionals in a certain market, professionals in a specific profession, I feel like I'm saying that word a lot. You could search for, marketing, and these are all going to be groups around marketing. You could do, what's a banking maybe, right? You could find people in banking. So whatever profession you're looking to target, you can search in the group search up here, get into that group, and not only will you get information about what's going on in that industry, but you can also start connecting with people in that group because you have an interest in common. LinkedIn will start to suggest you guys meet each other. So that's a nice way to find people. Another thing you can do is, it's been a while since I've done this, so bear with me. If we go to people, you can search by location. So if you want to start targeting people that are close to you geographically, you can hit people, and then there's this location drop down. So we can search for Glen Ellen. Right? And now I just typed in Glen Ellen, so it might not be Glen Ellen, Illinois, but one of the options was Chicagoland, so that could be a way too. And you can see, I already searched, I still have banking in the search, and now I have this Michael is the Vice President of Commercial Banking in the greater Chicago area. So that's really helping to target the people that you might want to be making connections with. So this, again, goes back to what I was saying about you really need to figure out what your niche is and what those people look like before you can start searching for them. Does that help? Yeah? Any more questions about this and how this part works? Oh, you guys are very quiet today. Okay, that was pretty much my basic intro. I know, Meg, I'm glad you came on because I know that you wanted to talk a little bit about recruiting and how you could use LinkedIn to recruit people. Meg's on a team. And some of you guys might want to grow and be able to recruit yourselves in the future. So I actually pulled up this really cool article. Oh, not that one. Called How Small Businesses Can Use LinkedIn to Recruit. So I'll go ahead and put that in the chat box. Gotta open my chat here. It's not opening. Let's try that again. There we go. Okay, so I just put that link in the chat box there, Meg, if you want that. I mean, obviously anybody's welcome to snag it. But this is an article produced by LinkedIn specifically, and I've gone over it. I played around with some of this stuff. But you can see, of course, you want to set up your company page. Something that's key about that is, Meg, you're a team. It's more than just you, right? Have everybody on your team connect to your page through their profile. So for example, let's see. Oops. Just throw my keyboard around a little bit. Don't mind me. Megan, are you on LinkedIn personally? Are you Megan? She's like, I don't know. Let's see. What about Bobby? Oh, well, here, I know him. Okay, so he's in our office too. Apparently he hasn't connected with me, but you can see, so Bob's an agent, and right here it says Keller Williams Premier Properties. So that is actually linked to our page. So if somebody clicks on it, they can find out all the information. Oops, I clicked the wrong one, but that's okay. So they could find out all the information and who else is in our office or has been in our office. And then also, I don't know if you've noticed, I can go back, but it had that option to follow the page as well. So when I clicked on his profile and it said Keller Williams Premier Properties, and I clicked on that, it'll bring up this, and you can see we can follow it. I should probably follow myself. And then somebody can click on it as well and get right to our page. So you don't actually have to be connected with somebody to have them follow your business page. It does make it a lot easier though. And then, like I said, when you're trying to recruit, make sure everybody in your organization has your organization listed on their personal profile. That way it links right in. It's nice and easy to find. So, oh, that was the second point right there. I've also seen lots of, job postings on LinkedIn. There's probably some, oh, not here. I thought there was some on my window right now. There's a couple of ways to do job posting on LinkedIn. If you actually come up here to jobs, that'll take you into a new part of LinkedIn, and you can pay to advertise for job openings, whether it's, you know, an agent or an admin or whatever it is that you're looking for. You can post it there, but you will have to pay for it. Another way to do it is to post from your business profile what you're looking for, and you can send it to people privately, or you can just post it publicly to have people see that. Okay. We talked about this stuff already. Again, this is another paid resource, the LinkedIn Recruiter or LinkedIn Recruiter Lite. So those were the big things, but I thought you'd like that article, so I kept it up for you, Meg. So that's like the big stuff about recruiting on an intro level. Once you get into it, there's all kinds of, you know, other things you can do. And like it was just showing there, you can pay LinkedIn to do recruiting on your behalf as well. So you can see when you go to jobs as the public, these are what they would see. This is what the public would see if they're looking for a job. And all these promoted ones, those are jobs that people have paid to show up in the job feed. Any questions about that? No? Okay, anything else about LinkedIn that you guys want to go over? I was trying not to go too deep unless you guys had been using it already. Who is using it right now? Bobby, what do you do on LinkedIn? I knew you.
Actually, because I'm dual career, I promote, and next year, Lord willing, Joan will be full-time. I promote Joan's profile more, and I actually manage her account on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
But I do use LinkedIn a whole lot with my nonprofit work and just professional development as well. I have a lot of contacts on LinkedIn, so I do message people as well.
Mm-hmm.
Message them, promote our business, find out where they're at work-wise, and find out any leads as well if there's anyone who needs our services. So I use private messaging a whole lot.
Do you find that people are open to that more on LinkedIn than they would be on another platform?
It just depends. If people who are in my profession, they are on it, they communicate a whole lot on it.
Yeah.
It depends. You have a different niche in terms of what Facebook is, and they're different than LinkedIn.
It's a different personality, wouldn't you say?
Yeah. Yep. And actually, LinkedIn is also beta testing live streaming as well.
Mm-hmm.
So in the
They're
future,
coming out with a lot of stuff.
we'd like to leverage that capability. Yep.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So they're coming out with a lot of new stuff, always trying to improve and keep up with the other platforms. If you guys haven't been on, not that it's super recent, but they have, you know, on Facebook, you can like, heart, angry face, you can do all those things. LinkedIn has options now as well, which is, I think, within the past year or so, that's shown up. So they are definitely always adding and trying to stay, you know, on top of technology and giving everybody what they need in a professional capacity.
Yeah, and I think especially with new clients, if people want to look you up, if you don't have on Realtor.com or other syndicated sites, these clients and leads should be able to find you on LinkedIn, and they would see how long you've been in the business, what's been your background, if you came from a different industry. I think it's a great tool. I use it a whole lot to find out more about people.
Mm-hmm.
So in the same token, leads can find out more about you and I based on LinkedIn, what we have in our profile. So I think it's an
Exactly. And Megan, I see you asked about hashtags. Good question. So yes, you can absolutely still use hashtags on LinkedIn. You know what? I'm going to do I'm not actually going to post it, but we'll pretend I'm going to post something so you can see what it looks like. Let's see here. Let's share my screen again. All right. So I'm just on my network here. So you can see it's always going to be giving us suggestions to connect with people, like that's in our office, you know, so on and so forth. So always I probably once a week go through, maybe more frequently, and just connect with people that I know or have worked with in the past. And then you can also follow companies. So that's a good way to get people it's a way for you to connect because you can see that you have that follow in common with somebody. And then it's a possible resource for more content in the future. But let me go ahead and show you. Where was I? Had one pulled up, but I clicked on something. I lost it. That's okay. All right, well, we'll click on car. So this is car's page. Oh, it's not their business page. Just kidding. I was going to show you what some other people have used for hashtags in the past, but I can't think of any in particular off the top of my head. So we'll just go to our page. Okay, so when you go to your business profile and you want to share a post, you can see it's pretty similar to other social platforms. You can type in whatever you want here, but there's actually this add a hashtag button. So instead of, you can absolutely type your hashtags right in here, you know, like real estate, whatever you want, and it will show up. It'll give you some suggestions in there. But you can also do it here, and it will just kind of prompt you for that hashtag. I'm not really sure. They think maybe that's just there to remind people that you can do it because it is a little bit of a newer thing on LinkedIn. But I thought that was interesting that they have that reminder here for you guys. And then you can see that there's other options than just what you want to post. So if you want to do celebrations, these are some of those newer features that have come out in the past year or so. But Meg, right here is a share that you're hiring button. And you can share a personal profile, and then, you guys can read, but, you know, create a poll, all kinds of good stuff. And then you have your camera, so for uploading an image, a video. And then what's nice about LinkedIn is it makes it really easy to upload files. So if you want to share some sort of document, and not that it's hard on Facebook, it's just not as pretty. So if you want to upload a document, you can do that too. And you still have your settings here for who can view it. So if you want the world to see it, you'll leave it on anyone. Your target audience is you can create target audiences just like you can in Facebook on who you specifically want to share that post with. And then you can always come into advanced and see if you want to allow comments or not on the post. Let's go back. So basically, Meg, do you want me to go into details on hashtags, or were you just wondering like if there was something special to do? Okay, so it's pretty much, you're not going to be using as many hashtags on, I was going to say on Instagram. You're not going to use as many on LinkedIn as you would on Instagram, but it's definitely okay to use hashtags. Again, it's going to vary based on the content, what you're posting. You don't want to use the same hashtag every time. You do want to always have your business in there. Do a couple of them, change it up. That's that type of information about hashtags. So it's not too much different. Just depending on the content is going to help dictate what your hashtags look like. All right, thanks for the thumbs up. Do you guys have any other questions? Did you want to see anything? Do we want to poke around and see what you have questions on? Do we want to call it quits early today?
I think I'm good.
Okay. I thought Adam was going to say something. I think he was just sighing.
Yeah, I'll just say it's useful information. I used LinkedIn quite a bit when I was in banking, and I think I could see the use in this
Absolutely.
industry as well. So it's good information.
Good.
Thank you.
My pleasure. I'm glad we were able to do this for you guys today. I feel like there was one thing I wanted to tell you and I was forgetting. I'm going to look at my notes really quick. Oh, I guess we talked about groups a little bit, and I talked about how you could find them, but you guys can create your own groups too. So that's a nice way to build a community as well. So if you wanted, it's the same idea. If anybody's using groups on Facebook, you can do the same thing here, but again, it's a different audience, so you can have different content in here too. But if you want to be like a local resource, you can say that you're making a group for, you know, Glen Ellen home experts or something, and all things related to buying, selling, updating, you know, figure out what your home value, how to make your value go up, stuff like that, and get them connected with other professionals, not just real estate, but, you know, contractors and stuff like that. And if people are thinking of making upgrades to their home or moving into the area, you can give information about what's going to have their help with the return on investment for them and what they should consider about the area before they move in to figure out if it's the right fit for them. So you can always create your own groups. And then the nice thing about that is that you get to run them, so you can decide if you want other agents in it or not. And get some friends in there to help advocate on your behalf as well. All right. Anything else? I want to make sure I got all your questions. All right, we did a lot today. I felt like I talked a lot. Okay, well, I think next week we were planning on going over, let me think, email campaigns in Command just came out. So I think for now, that's still our topic for next week. I've run into some glitches with them, so I'm not 100% sure if we're still going to do it, because if it's not working, I don't want you guys to get frustrated with it. But our next Ask Amy, so in 2 weeks from today, we're just going to do general social media strategies. So I was going to bring up some stuff about social calendars and how to, cross-post on different platforms and stuff like that. So if you guys have questions about that, feel free to come on in and ask me about those. And if you want to send questions ahead of time, I'm happy to, if I don't know the answer, I'll do the research ahead of time to get it for class. One thing I just thought of is that this goes again for any social media platform, but one other way to help optimize your LinkedIn is to make sure that it's connected to all of your other websites, profiles, stuff like that, so people can easily toggle between them. I forgot to mention that earlier. So that's all I got for you today. Thanks for coming. Hopefully I'll see you guys next week. If not, we'll do social media in 2 weeks. Sound good? All right, take care. Enjoy the rest of your day, everybody.
Thanks, Amy.